Some teams, and I feel it's true for some, not for us, but some teams feel they don't do as much homework as you would expect. Again, Dignitas probably doesn't need to do that since they're still ahead of the curve. But I really get the impression after what we've heard earlier and after what happened over the last 3 weeks that some teams could exploit weaknesses of their opponents a little bit more.
Hammer ban as an opening. Method will not be sticking with that. Team Dignitas, will you continue to play ADRD Bingo? Or are you going to mix it up?
I would expect ADRD Bingo to an extent here. Medivh is still a hero that I would be tempted to ban out. You can argue banning out Abathar and Tomb of the Spider Queen, even though it was shown in the past by ADRD on the map.
Yeah.
But I think you don't have to. Medivh, I would still address. If you want to let Abathar through, on Tomb, I really don't mind.
If you let Abathar go through, do you consider Tassadar? It's been a long time since we've seen Tass.
I mean, by them, we have seen Tassadar from Fnatic in a very special circumstance, but
yeah.
I haven't really seen it too much from the Method, so you're right. If you... I mean, you can.
I think Maya would be just a nice safe ban here, too. Something that...
Unless you want to pick it up for yourself.
Yeah, true. They will have that option. I'm just going to ban Maya, though. Play it safe. Now, Method has a choice moving to Decker Kane, which has been a common pickup for them. You do give up Diablo.
And that's again the question. Do you go Urel, do you go Decker, do you go Diablo? All three have good arguments in favor of them. Decker Kane is the first one to be picked up here. And that puts Dignitas into a position where if they want for Wooby, they can get Urel now. And we talked about Urel and her incredible win rate in HGC Europe a few times now, but sitting with more than 100 games played above 65% win rate is just absolutely out of this world. That's unheard of. So that hero is so unbelievably impactful, and it's taken immediately on the side of Dig. Not together with Diablo, but together with Garrosh here.
Garrosh Day for JPL. Team Dignitas brings him in, looking for those picks.
He started to play that hero a bit more also last weekend.
Yeah. Even mixing in Stitches occasionally too.
I mean, it's a hero that he still really likes to play. So given the win on the last map, his Garrosh is now 12-1.
Yeah, I'll take that as a win rate. I'm okay with that.
It's not too shabby.
Yeah.
It's all right.
There's some room for improvement, but, you know, that's just us nitpicking. Johanna and Hanzo.
I mean, Hanzo and Malfurion are 12-0 for them, so JPL, get good. Step your game up, please.
So wave clear here.
You want to hear Urel for Wooby? Take a guess.
Let's go with 24-0.
Okay, now you're getting ridiculous. No, but you're close. 19-2. No, 20-2 now with a win on the last map. Actually, sorry, Urel was played by Method. Yeah, so 19-2 still. It's pretty good.
I was counting the picks for Wubby. Whenever he picks them, it's an undefeated season for him.
I have to admit, these stats are focusing only on Europe versus Europe. So they're not including the Western Clash. Like none of the offline matches. It's the online league performance that we're talking about. So if you include his Urel games at the Western Clash, then yeah, you're very much in the ballpark.
Still, nearly 20 games on one hero. That's crazy. Jeez.
What's the most? It's actually their most played hero.
Yeah, I believe it.
62% of their games they play Urel.
I think Malfurion would be on track if Deckard Kane didn't become so strong, and a couple of Karazims in there too, because we had a lot of Malfurion from Dig when we started Phase 2. So crazy how numbers work. Speaking of Malfurion, there he is, mixed in with Jaina, helping out with the wave clear, but now you also have some substantial follow-up for whenever Garrosh finds a combo on any target. You have the Malfurion route straight into Jaina damage. Typically, that can equal a kill.
And I mean, Jaina is doing well. She's 11-5 now in Europe, including the win that Fnatic had earlier. But talking about Urel for a second, as we have Blaze picked here, Urel for Dignitas is actually, if I'm not mistaken, yep, it's the most, in terms of percentage of games played on any team, it is the best hero for Dignitas. No team has played, like 62% play rate for Dignitas, and no team comes even close to having another hero in terms of play rate that far. The highest that we are seeing outside of it is some 50%ers, Urel on the side of Method, for example, and we're also seeing Deckard Kane for leftovers, and the Phoenix being played pretty heavily for them. But 65%, That's, oh sorry, 62 that we're seeing for Dignitas with Urel. That's actually incredible. They rely more on that hero than any other team relies on any other hero.
Well, Method sticks with Phoenix as he comes out once again for them with the addition of Blaze, so the slows will be there. And the counter from Dignitas will be a Rainer. So we got the damage available for them. Have that CC naturally mixed up with the synergy coming in from Jaina with those slows in. So looking straight into the battleground here, we have a pretty good draft for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, the wave clear is there for Dignitas for sure. They have also that combo of throwing someone with Garrosh into a root on Malfurion and then trying to burst him down with the damage. So that really works out. When you look over to Method, I feel from a wave clear perspective, they're still looking good.
Yeah.
They have a good draft for sure. That front line with Johanna and Blaze is also going to be difficult to break through. But if you at any point, if Dignitas gets at any point onto either Hanzo or Phoenix, they should just be gone. So that's the one thing that you have to be careful about, especially after level 10 is there and Taunt is ready for JPL. If he gets a Taunt of either one of the two, Jaina should be able to just blast them away.
Well, let's go ahead and move into it here. Game number 2, Dignitas is up 1-0 over Method. We'll see if Method can tie it up or if we're going to a game 3 with a lead for Dig. On the left side in the blue, Nick on Phoenix, Ethereal on Blaze, Bad Benny on Johanna, Curson on Deckard, and ADRD on Hanzo.
And again, with the lead in the series, it's Team Dignitas to the right side of the map with Whoopi on Urel. We have Snitch in game number 2 on Jim Reyna. That leaves Poik, of course, on the Mage with Jaina is going to be there for the magic damage. JPL on Garrosh for the second time in a row. And Zelia on one of his best heroes. He is on Malfurion. 12-0 in phase 2 on Malfurion.
Keeping an eye on JPL, but also looking over to Bad Benny to control this front line and keep up with the wave clear 4 method. They need to make sure they don't fall behind when it comes to turn-ins. Our Team Dignitas can start to pick them apart. Already, JPL stepping forward as Bad Benny uses that Iron Scan. A Groundbreaker about to be available here. Gets the knock-up. Heals coming out, but it's not enough. Rainer brings up the gun and gets the kill.
Down she goes. Johanna is eliminated. And yeah, that's a problem if you bring a sword and a shield to a gunfight.
Need more armor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nah, I mean, right now, when you're looking at the setup here, 12-0 Dignitas on Malfurion. They're looking fantastic on Garrosh with an 11-1. It's actually 12-1 now with them winning the last map as well. Urel is 19-2 for Dig. They are just fantastic as a team, and these are some of their strongest heroes that they have in the arsenal, and their most played ones too. Especially Zelia's ability to just like step forward in the middle of a fight and drop a Twilight Dream has been incredible for them in the past. Now, of course, Tranquility is a real option, so it's not all about the Twilight Dream anymore, but this is still a big play that he can make here, and they have claimed already a very dominant position here in the middle of the map to secure the vision and the rotations between the two tournament points and try to dominate the objective with that.
I'm kind of on board with either heroic here, actually, to let you talk about that. Tranquility to help out with the massive AoE being available for Method in terms of that CC being able to walk away with some heals would be nice, but Twilight Dream after a combo from JPL.
Yeah.
And a damage? That's tasty.
No, there's definitely a big room for both of these. Depends a lot on the playstyle and how the early game goes, I feel, and then you can make that decision. But there was already a ton of damage towards ADRD on his Hanzo here, and he nearly fell. It was a good move from Curson, just zone out Jim Reyna, make sure that doesn't happen. A little bit of body blocking going on, though, against Bad Benny. Even Indomitable had to be used here by JPL as Nick was starting to rotate in and turn the heat up on Garrosh himself, because that was already Benny being in a bit of trouble here again.
Well, it keeps up for both of our teams, but that experienced lead starting kicking for Dignitas. Method should be able to deal with the experience here in the middle, but that gives room for Dig to drop off a few gems, and they've already done so. 11 gems dropped off. Also, in terms of just straight up controlling these gems and stopping your opponent from picking up a few, we're getting a small lead from Dignitas. It's small, but little things build up, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw in the last game how such a small lead can really decide the outcome of a game. 3 times over the objective, Dignitas had a small lead of 3 to 5 seconds, and it literally decided the entire game and forced Method over and over again into disadvantageous fights with either being a hero down or not having a talent available to themselves. So yeah, it makes a huge difference in professional play, that coordination and these small, tiny windows that we're talking about.
Typically right about now, you see a Bruiser Camp picked up. trying to find room to turn off those gems, and with Dignitas having enough to finally get that turn in, they may be the ones to make that play first. Even the Giants can be a solid option too. But Method continues to keep an eye on him. Ooh, JPL getting a toss here on Bad Benny, getting another groundbreaker stack. Currently looking at it, he's sitting at about a 7 now. Oh my gosh, these region glows from Poik are flooding it.
Yeah, these are 15.
15 out of the 20 you need.
He's doing pretty well with that. It's one of the cool things about playing on Tomb of the Spider Queen, that with quick rotations between lanes, you are able to pick up so many of those. I mean, it's just hands down the best map for completing Cloak quests.
Speaking of that, something that you can put into your own play. If you realize that your teammate is moving for a region globe quest and you are the main tank, grab those globes, fight over them. Your teammates will love you for it. You'll probably get an upvote at the end of the game too, if you're on the screen, that is.
Yeah, also make sure that your ally is actually in range when you pick up that globe.
Yeah, yeah.
Stealing them away is also a good way to tilt them.
Awareness in general, man. It's
Yeah.
a good thing.
It's a good thing also I've heard. Talking about awareness, Poik is very aware that he can't go up against Nick just yet, at least not alone. He's the one who wants to drop the burst damage, and later on he can definitely try and take that one-on-one if he plays it correctly. And dodges a few of the skills, but it's not easy, and he wants to be safe here. Wooby also trying to turn in, but that's not the only thing that happens. All of a sudden, Benny's again in trouble. The Iron Skin already popped as we're seeing him trying to make the play. Not quite working out. Wooby also has to cancel. Again, the attempt to go for the turn-in. Nice save on Poik here as JPL throws him out of harm's way.
Into the Fray, such a fantastic ability, man. Poik was done. He was 100% dead, but just able to run over to Garrosh, get tossed to safety. Good teamwork there from Team Dignitas, but what a fun talent coming in there. That was also a really good attempt for Method to try and turn that around. Just got to make sure that they don't allow Virginia to get tossed out.
I don't know, I would really like, I feel like Garrosh, there was a lost opportunity. If you throw the opponent, it should be named Go Hard, and if you throw the ally, it should be named Go Home. That would be absolutely perfect. That would have cool synergy between the two.
I saw a simpler change the other day. Into the Fray should be changed out of the Fray, because typically you're throwing your teammate away.
Yeah, I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Then again, I mean, if you go for the Go Hard or Go Home variation, to be fair, sometimes you throw an ally forward, right?
Yeah, it's true. Oh, hang on.
Poik.
Trouble here. Furin tries to step up and give him a root, but it's not enough. Nick able to find the kill. Zelia might be next. Nope, into the Fray.
Go home.
Being shown off again. Go home, Zelia.
All right, Zelia being saved here. Oh, but we're having the Blaze flank coming in as Ethereal moves in. And again, Benny gets thrown. That might be a good counter kill. He's just in range and gets eliminated. But they don't get the gems, but still they got the kill. And now the Web Weaver wave can be easily defended. But yeah, losing out on the gems, that's an issue.
That is an issue. 21 gems down the drain.
Was a cool move by Garrosh.
Yeah.
Good awareness from him.
I think he got the mini-map when he downloaded the game. 2-for-1 deal. Mini-map and game. It's a really good deal.
Yeah, that's an investment a lot more players should make.
They really should. Because there are moments, man, where I'm like, wait a minute. Do you not see that thing in the bottom right of the screen? That's not something on your monitor, man. That's part of the game.
Yeah, having a mini-map and the ability to counter 5, that's always great when you play Heroes of the Storm.
The two things you need, man. That's all I need out of teammates. Yeah. So we have the pushes happening for our teams. Method actually has pulled ahead in experiences on their way towards level 10.
Yeah.
Dignitas, after losing a couple of members, is 2-2 in kills, but at important times, has to put them behind and they didn't get too much.
It's a bittersweet situation. You defend the first web for your opponent. You have the early level 10. It's fantastic. And then you realize you just lost 20 gems.
Yeah.
You're like, ah. I mean, still, I would argue that they are in a better spot still. I mean, they are really doing well here. If they get a turn in, that's going to be potentially a great start for them into Tomb. But Dignitas has now their heroic abilities too, and Method could not secure the entire turn in before that happened. So now we're having Hyperion, we have the Ring of Frost. Tranquility is the weapon of choice for Malfurion. And who's going to get the next turn? And that's the big question.
Well, when Knight can't pushing in the middle lane, Method will have to defend that, and that should open up Dignitas to drop off a few of those gems. They have a total of 70 available to them.
Yeah, the Bruiser camp in the middle.
Yeah.
Just taken.
Bruiser camp pushing in the middle too. It'll be a hard push for Method.
Yeah, with that Knight that is also in there.
Yeah.
There comes again. I mean, once more, it's all about the control of the turning points. And Wooby is already starting to all of a sudden sneak in. You can see that a couple of times that he's moving towards it, but Urel was in the vicinity most of the time. Ethereal and Ubi. There we have the two of them, and here comes the Lornado, already popping the Iron Defender quite early here, especially if you compare that to the way that Last Hope was playing earlier. Ubi definitely a little bit more trigger happy on the heroic ability. In this case, working out very well for him. It's of course a long cooldown that he has to deal with right now.
Groundbreaker here for Poke as Dignitas dances around the turn-in point. Nick is trying to force the issue. Like, mostly just trying to set up a possible CC training from Johanna, and Johanna actually gets tossed in with a Condemn.
Yeah, but Jaina is a bit too late with the damage output here. Here comes Nick. They're trying to also get the jet propulsion in. That didn't quite work out, but Whoopi is already dropping in HP, but we have them on the way back. Taunt into the Ring of Frost, and at the same time the Hyperion. The bunker is good, but not good enough. Down goes Johanna. Deckard Cain is eliminated. The Lornado creating some space for them to retreat here. But that's a double kill that Dignitas can now exploit by moving straight towards the turn-in point and securing Web Wave number 2.
It is actually kind of impressive what you can do with Fight or Flight mixed with the Ages of Light. A total of 70 armor was on Raynor when Salvo came out. That tickled him. In fact, it probably wasn't even a tickle, it was a light brush.
What I liked a lot was the Hyperion and the taunt into the Hyperion on Johanna. Johanna just walking out of it, and Garrosh just saying like, oh no you don't, you want to take a little bit of damage, don't you? Come with me. Taunts her right into it, and I mean he can save himself for just a bit longer into the bunker, but then it wasn't enough, and that's the first kill, and then the second against Deckard. Too much for them to handle. Now Dignitas has to reverse the experience situation we talked about earlier. They've taken the lead, they're close to level 13, and they just push in.
Pushing forward here, no Hyperion for 25 seconds, so no full commitment from Team Dignitas, but they will definitely clear out these waves and have the minions lead their push. JPL even going behind the fort just to make sure they can grab it here, and that will net them that 13. And Urel's already prepping the bottom lane too, so Dignitas can go for a massive rotation towards that fort. Oh wow, they're even going for an aggressive play, see if they can catch someone that might be rotating too far. And Athero may have gotten himself caught out. Yeah,
the Lornado, not great. The root. What a fantastic setup here for them. Again, the Ring of Frost dropping the bunker. Hyperion is in, and there they come, the kills. Benny is down, and Whoopi is going for Curson, trying to take down Deckard Cain, and that's a successful kill as well. 6 kills against 2, dropping 2. Webweaver still eliminating the bottom fort. This is just, again, another fantastic game from Team Dignitas.
I want to see Zelia grow a garden.
What?
I want to see Zelia grow a garden. That root, forced method to be stuck in that fight. Had Athero gotten the jet propulsion off in its full duration, he would have completely gotten away, wouldn't have had to use the bunker, and 2 members of method wouldn't have fallen. Sure, they would have lost a fort.
Yeah. I mean, Zelia laying down the lawn here was definitely a highlight of that last fight. No, but again, they executed it perfectly. They already knew exactly where was the escape path. You saw the root coming in after we had the initial throw by Garrosh. And then even the Ring of Frost here. When the bunker came into play, the Ring of Frost comes out, you just blow everyone to pieces, and they got so much out of it. It's not only the experience lead, but just like denying a few gems, trying to make the play now for another wave. Objective number 3 for Dignitas. It's just important for them to keep up the momentum. This is really the most important thing. Keep it up, try and drop a keep as soon as you can. You need to get value out of it before your opponent turns in themselves.
Just completely looking at Johanna and blowing her up. Down. There she goes.
And that was Urel too. That was Whoopi just making sure that no one could go into that bunker.
Yeah. Fully knocking them away from it. Bunker gets used. Web Weavers in all lanes. Top lane's getting dealt with by Hanzo, but Dignitas wants to focus on the bottom lane here while they have Hanzo stretched across the map. Moving in for a potential keep. They have a Hyperion here so they can commit fully to the idea of clearing it out, and that will give them level 16.
2-level lead here, nearly the extra talent, and massive push through the bot lane. Again, it's all about getting keeps right now, getting the most value you can, and Hyperion is just a fantastic tool to zone even more and make sure that your opponent can't engage you here. So we're having the keeping attack, and that should be definitely it. Mid lane has already nearly been decimated when it comes to the wall itself. But down here, they actually don't get it.
It lives.
That was a bit of a misstep from Dig. They should still get that once they start pushing it with their next minion wave, but I still think they could have committed to that move.
Lots of combos coming out on top of the ADRD. Finally, a scroll connects, but the knockback comes out from Wobby to stop any attempt from locking down multiple members.
There's a minion wave any second, and that's the one they're going to use and try and take that down. Snitch should still be fine there. It's okay. Minion wave pushes in, soaks the tower shots, and that's when Dignitas makes the move for the keep and take it.
Boom. Fort down, keeps pushing in the bottom lane. or keeps getting kills, so Catapults can push in the bottom lane. Bruiser can't even looking to be grabbing the middle. Snitch tossed it to ADRT. Dignitas, you might be feeling a little comfortable right now.
JBL is having a little bit fun. I'm pretty sure that was not quite the call that Snitch was asking for here.
Playing a new minigame. Can't have anything on cooldown.
It was like asking, do you want to go hard? No, I want to go home. Like, no.
Well.
Exactly, Garish.
Method has 86 gems at least. 42 have been dropped off already, so he needs to drop 8 in. For the first turn of the game, by the way.
Yeah.
We have seen this in the past, actually, Fnatic versus Team Dignitas, where Dignitas ran out of steam because they turned in so much, and Fnatic was able to hang on.
Again, this is a map where Dignitas has only a 50% win rate, 2 wins, 2 losses. That is unheard of when you compare it to other maps.
Rate, honestly.
For Dignitas, it's a horrible map. I mean, again, Dignitas has only lost 4 maps. They have an 88% win rate in general, and 4 losses in total. 2 of those 4 losses are on Tomb. They chose the map. They definitely want to play here. They want to show that they can pull this off. But there is a chance for Method to start a bit of a comeback. Doesn't start with a kill against Johanna, though.
Johanna on their front line is having a really difficult time, and Snitch is chasing Hyperion, trying to follow behind. As 2 falls down, Wubby also will be jumping straight on in and wanting to knock back Nick. Nick in the corner here with 40 gems at the last
Make
hope.
it stop.
That's 40 gems. Gonzo.
Phoenix down, gems lost, and now the old man is also being attacked here. Poik is going to get that kill eventually. Can even delay it if he wants. I mean, you can stagger deaths in this situation even. But of course, they just want to go for the core here. That's a 3-level lead. That's Dignitas with 11 kills against 2, showing absolutely no mercy.
25 seconds before we even have Decker came back on the field. Phoenix will be here. It looks like there's no chance for Method to stop this. ADRD is trying to buy as much time as he can, and Bad Bunny's going to come in here and squeeze him forward. Now Furion is low on mana, but Method cannot stop the onslaught of Dignitas. They turn around, look at the core, and they clean it up. Dignitas will go up 2-0.
And the only thing that Method killed in this game were 2 towers in the mid lane.
And that was the Bruiser camp being left alone.
Yes.
So it could push while Dignitas pushed to kill.
Yep. Tough times. Dignitas is 10-0 for a reason in Europe.
Another victory comes in for them, and we'll be getting ready for game number 3. We'll see if Method can turn this around, but Dignitas continues to be on fire. Undefeated this season. They only have 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Can they finish it, man?
I'm pretty sure they can. I would be surprised if they didn't. This team is looking fantastic right now. Again, there's a couple of teams that start to show that they are growing, that they are getting better, and that they might have a chance of taking Dignitas in the future.
Yeah.
So we're slowly getting there. But yeah, leftovers, Liquid to an extent, then you have Fnatic, those 3 mainly. But Method is struggling, and even though I like them today a little bit better than what we saw last weekend against Dignitas, this is a different level.
Well, we'll be right back, guys. We're going to get ready for game number 3. We'll see if Dignitas can close this out with a 3-0, or if Method will start to fight back.